In 1991, the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya first held the Spanish Grand Prix. That race was won by Formula 1 world champion Nigel Mansell. But who is going to win it today? I'm Jason Sawford, and I am joined by Gary Sack as we cover the first race of the iFL1 iFormula League.
How's it going?
I'm very well, how are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this one, so we have a great lineup today. In fact, I believe I would be able to get the grid up. No, we're in the warm-up session, so I can't quite get the grid up, but what I can do is get up an image here of who we actually have in this league, and we can go through now drivers and teams. So we've already got supporters for Lumos eMotorsports in the chat. Their two drivers are going to be Alex Shanna and Weston Epps. Then we've got Auriga Motorsports there with Rory Collins and Thomas Varnes. Belford Racing will have Rodrigo Miranda and Jeremy Shipley. Cuda Works is going to have Ivan Balkamp and Chris Byron. DriveX Esports is going to be an all-Spanish lineup, actually, with JJ Gonzalez and Daniel Diaz. With Orion Racing has Ben Bowman and Jason Kinga. Pleb Racing is going to be Igor Filipic and Jakub Majewski. Potemel Racing shows Andrew Korobin and no teammate for him. Raspberries Racing is going to be Christina Ryan and Caitlin Height, but I believe Caitlin is not going to be here and is replaced with Clayton Hardy for tonight. Old Walkers Racing with Jon Petter Runde and I know I'm going to get this name wrong, but I'm going to try it anyway. Avin Holdland, I think. And Turning Point Racing is going to be Damaris Hickenbottom and Cristiano Schegetman. So it's 22 drivers on this grid, so a few more than we see in real life. But overall, I think it's going to be a great show today.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. It's gonna be a good race. Gonna have some clean racing. Hopefully we get a good race going.
Yep, exactly, and they're just in a 5-minute warm-up session at the moment, about 2 minutes to go on that one. So not too long until we get right into the action, but they have also handily provided a driver's information tab in the Discord that I can go and have a look at. So if I go right on over there, we can find anything to talk about. Yeah, they're just confirmation from Christina Ryan there of Raspberries Racing that Caitlin Height is not going to be here and will be replaced by Caitlin Hardy for this round. Caitlin Height saying a flight got delayed, so a bit unfortunate. But I'm sure that team will do well anyway. Yeah. Overall, really looking forward to it, and can't wait until we get racing here. See if I can find a driver to follow on track, just in the warm-up. That is one of the Old Walkers Racers cars. That's Jon Petter Runde. It's actually interesting with the livery situation, because they're not allowed to obviously make liveries, because this is on a Mercedes W12 car. But they are allowed to change the colours, so that is how we're going to be differentiating between the different teams. We go over to his teammate. You see, they're running the same livery.
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't know how I don't really like that you can't customize the car, but we're working with what we can work with. It's the best we can do.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense brand-wise, but as you can see there, with car going off the circuit. We are just about to get into the race. I am not sure how much time we have on the grid, so I will just bring the graphic up. And you can have a look at that as you please. It's actually showing pole position on the right for some reason. Pole position is firmly on the left, so all of these people are going to be on the other side of the grid to where they are. But it works either way. I think couple cars on the end there that are not going to be in the race. But either way, we wait now for everyone to grid up. Just a few more people left to come onto the grid. For this 66 lap race. And we've got the lights on.
Green flag, green flag.
5 lights, green flag, and the lights are out and we are off. That looks like Jon Petteronda getting a very good start there from third. But is his teammate going to be down the inside of our pole sitter Igor Filipic? Looks like he might be not quite being able to make that move there into T1, so they are as they were, the top 3. There's been a bit of a shuffle towards the back. Looks like everyone's got through fairly clean. See now Jakub Majewski is trying to make a move onto Jeremy Shipley just ahead. Top 2 have actually got away a bit here. They've got a nice little gap. Well, and there we go, a move down the inside, but locked up there a bit into the braking zone, and that's going to allow Shipley straight back through. So we've already got a bit of racing, some attempted moves, and not quite working out as they would want, but 66 lap race, got a long time to go, got pit stops to make as well at some point during the race, so obviously can't win a race on lap 1.
No, you certainly cannot. What you can do is try to get in a good position, get some decent track position, so where later on, after pit stops, you'll be able to get up there.
Yeah, exactly. A few of these drivers making up quite a few positions on the first lap, actually. So we've got Jason Kinger here in that Orion Racing car has made up 4 positions, as has Luis Colon and Damaris Higginbottom. So they've all had a very nice first lap. One thing to note, actually, is that these drivers all have fast repairs available. They've got 1 fast repair available, so just in case you get involved in an accident or have a bit of a slip up, it's not all over, as it may be in real life. Have some leniency, and that's always nice to see. Going to switch over here to Jakub Majewski, who's actually under a bit of pressure here behind. We've got a bit of a train of cars behind him. As looks like something's happened to Chris Byron. He's going very slowly in that Cuda Works car. Not sure what happened there. He just went very slowly out the final corner. Might have been some form of half spin. I have to check the replays at a quiet moment, but looking back here, Thomas Barnes on Jakub Majewski, trying to make something happen. Going to look forward to this straight because now it is lap 3, so DRS should be enabled. There we go. Ooh, nearly touching there as he tried to maybe sneak a nose in down the inside, but not quite going to happen that time around. And looks like Chris Byron has made up one of the positions that he lost. But overall, some decent racing happening so far. Hopefully this happens for the next... keeps going like this for the next 63 laps. Oh! There's a spin! Luis Colon there is just in the wall at the final corner. He's done a flick spin to try and get it back round. But at the same time, we've got side-by-side action here between Juan Jose Gonzalez and Chris Byron. Juan managing to get that position. But let's just quickly have a look at what happened to Luis. Slow off the curb and ooh, just spun it round on the throttle. Very easy to do in these cars. Apologies for that replay graphic, it's not quite right, but we can make do, not the end of the world. Got a bit of a battle here for third position. Still going on. See here whether Jeremy Shipley can make any sort of move into turn one. Doesn't look like he's going to be quite close enough this time around, but someone who is close enough definitely is Ivan Balkamp in that Q to Works car on Alexander Shanna. And he did get that move done. Now up into 8th position. Looks like Jeremy Shipley may have had a few lag issues. Hopefully that doesn't continue. But what do you make of this one so far then?
So far it's looking like we're getting some pretty good racing. As you can see here, we got a pretty decent battle going on. So guys making up positions, guys losing positions. Not terrible. Pretty good racing so far.
One thing to note is that Jason King does not have a front wing on that car, so he's going to want to come into the pits as soon as possible. And Chris Byron really struggling to get round him. Okay, he's staying out. Type of thing of where you think, does he know that he's got front wing damage? Maybe not. Maybe he's not actually feeling it that badly because his pace hasn't dropped too much. But Chris Byron there getting past, say, fairly easily.
Yeah, and you know, if he's not really noticing it too bad, then that might just be a strategy trying to stay out because you don't want to make as little pit stops in these kinds of races as possible. If it's not terrible.
Yeah, that's definitely true because you do lose quite a chunk of time under pit stops, and you only have to make one, and that is for a tyre change, and I believe they put a bit of fuel in. Oh, bit of a spin there. Who was that? That's Jeremy Shipley. We were talking about him earlier. We're seeing another one of those spins on the power, and those tyres are going to be cooked, so it's going to be very difficult to get on the power anywhere coming out of the corners for at least a lap. He's going to have to nurse that car through. It looks like the battle for the lead may be heating up here. As Kinga has come into the pits. Interesting to see what the what difference the DRS makes down this straight, how much time he's going to gain. Because it's not that long of a straight in F1 terms. It's definitely doable for an overtake in other cars if you had slipstream and, well, some cars also have DRS, but these ones maybe not so much. But probably going to be looking for something into turn 1, but I'm not even sure he's close enough now. Although Jakub Majewski is definitely close enough. Let's see what happens here. He's going to try and go down the inside at turn 1 on Jon Peter Runde. Still side by side through turn 2. They're still going to be side by side through 3. They are. Absolutely sticking with it. Could be a switchback here. And looks like it's going to be. Are they going to come through the corner cleanly? They are. This is brilliant racing. Jakub Majewski still having the inside. Bit of a lock on the tyres, but they've sorted it all out. And that battle lasted about pretty much the entirety of Sector 1 and a bit more. And it's actually going to leave the 83 car a bit vulnerable to another attack here from Thomas Varns, but he's just about not going to be able to get alongside. Maybe on corner exit, not quite.
Ooh, a little bit of a wheel hop there from the A3 of Jon Peter Looks like he got on the curb there a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that hampered his exit and could have had some speed loss, but didn't really matter too much in the end because he also had DRS, so wasn't too susceptible from an attack from behind, though Thomas Varns did get very close. But I think Majewski's just going to want to run away here. Trouble is, that's not easy with the DRS, so he's just about out of range. See Handley on the graphics, when the interval is either orange, red, or yellow, they are within DRS range. Looks like he might have actually got it this time around. No, not quite. Maybe just a better exit. But we're going to look forward to the lead here, because if Haugland can get a good exit here out of the final corner, he could be on for a challenge for the lead. Although it doesn't quite look like it's going to be good enough. We'll have to see coming into turn 1, but no, it's definitely not close enough. So it looks like for the move into turn 1, you're going to have to be within about half a second of the car in front of you. Coming out of the final corner. Oh dear! That is a big one. There's some form of massive issue with that Cuda Works car. Looks like he would have had contact with Daniel Diaz-Escobar. Take a look at what happened there. That's unfortunately not going to show us too much. But try this one. Oh, they just moved the same way at the same time. That's unfortunate. That's going to be damage to that DriveX Esports car as well. See there, Balkamp in the pits. Probably going to have to spend his fast repair on it. Well, definitely going to have to spend his fast repair on it, actually. Oh, spin there! That's Jakub Majewski! Oh, is that taking a wheel out? That's taking a wheel out. He's had to tow to the pits now and is going to have to take his fast repair. Daniel Diaz-Escobar, no doubt, coming into the pits. Luckily, he was able to drive it home, so wouldn't be surprised to see him strap on a set of hard tyres and then just try and take it to the end. drama here after about 11 laps. Because I think now we have to bear in mind that these cars are still fairly new in terms of iRacing, and they are very easy to spin coming out of the low-speed corners, and this track has a lot of them. So I think some drivers just sort of making slight mistakes, and that can really cost you in this. But I think those who don't make the mistakes are going to be in a very good position. Someone who I think hasn't made any mistakes that I can think of so far is Thomas Barnes, that we're following right now. He's going to be looking to put a challenge on Runda in third. Apart from that, we've got third and fourth, fifth and sixth, seventh and eighth all running in pairs, and then it's quite strung out behind that. Top two aren't too far away either, so I see a bit of a pattern forming. That's Daniel Diaz in the pits again. I think we might be about to see a move here for fifth position. Christina Ryan defending heavily from Jeremy Shipley, who is not quite close enough this time around. We'll look back to see if Chris Byron is going to be close enough to Alexander Shanna to make a move. He's going to get alongside. Is he going to get past before turn one? He is going to get past cleanly before turn one. No side-by-side fighting to be had through that corner because he got it done before it. I think it'll be interesting now to see when people are going to make some scheduled pit stops, because I did notice that Chris Byron is on the soft tyres. Everyone else running in the top 9 is on the mediums. And then we've got Hickenbottom in 10th on hards. But never mind that for now, because Jeremy Shipley's going to try a move on Christina Ryan. It's going to work out through turn 1. Completely clear through turn 2, and off he goes. But I'm sure that's not going to be the end of the battle. Vance looks close enough here in that Riga Motorsport car. So he may well be able to make something happen into turn 1. gaining. Is he going to be able to get alongside? Looks for it. Isn't going to get there, but is going to maybe run to wide a bit there, using some psychological tactics, and now he's alongside through turn 3. We'll see if that can materialise into anything coming through turn 4. He's got the inside preferred line, and looks like he is now clear. So that's another move made for Vans, maybe in a bit of an unorthodox fashion. Normally you do it on corner entry, not so much on corner exit and into the next part of a chicane.
Looks like we have a few cars here trying to gain in on second, it looks like. And the lead, possibly.
Yeah, so... carry on.
The second looks like he's within a second on the leader, so they are in DRS, it looks like.
Yeah, I think he's just been sort of sitting in and out of DRS for a little while, as Chris Byron is now in the pits. So that's our soft tyre runner into the pits, so maybe seeing the mediums come in starting from probably around lap 25, I'd say. It looks like it was a decent stop for Byron. He's going to come out into 12th position. So just have to remember that, keep that in mind, that he's had his pit stop. Although he has gone on to mediums from what I can see. Just to confirm, yeah, he has gone on to the medium tyre. So maybe an interesting strategy call. Maybe he's actually going for 2 stops, because I'm not sure that the medium tyre will be able to make it to the end and still have any good performance left in it. But obviously these guys are the ones that have done the testing. Maybe they know something that I don't. Look at this, Western Epps trying to make a move for 9th place. Got alongside, and he is through for 9th place just before turn 1. Nice little DRS overtake there for Epps. Got quite a large gap in front of him. So he's going to have to chip away at that slowly, if at all. But just staying on this, actually, he's got 2 cars behind him who are, or at least were, in DRS range. I think Hickenbottom just about no longer in the DRS range. But I can't remember what time he set in qualifying. Oh, he's gone very wide there over that yellow sausage curb. He's got his teammate behind him, actually. But I cannot remember what his qualifying time was, but he has gained 9 positions. So it's been very good work from him so far. Oh, that's Chris Byron behind Colon as well. See what happens here. I'm sure it's not going to be fought too hard against Colon, but maybe against Byron a bit more, but he manages to get through as well. So unfortunately, that 9 positions gained is now down to 7, but his teammate is also under attack from the Q to Works car, and he's gone deep into turn 4, and that's allowed Chris Byron cleanly through. He had a decent qualifying session, so he's definitely going to be looking forward and trying to get out of the DRS range as soon as possible. So we look forward once again to the lead. Igor Filipic has been there since the start. The gap's staying pretty much the same to Haugland, so I wonder if either at the moment he doesn't have an answer to the pace of Filipic, or maybe he's just happy to sit there.
He could be. He could be just trying to ride it out, not get too risky until it gets closer to the end.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a bit of strategy involved in this, because you save fuel sitting behind someone in the DRS. You can save... Well, you're probably not going to save tyres, actually, thinking about it. But you can also just sort of size up a move for when you eventually do want to make it. And, oh! That time is now. I was completely looking away. I need to go to the replay for that one. So apologies for that, but I think we had our question answered. There was actually a bit of contact there as well. It looked like it might have been netcode, but he went for the move into turn 1. And I wouldn't say made it cleanly, but definitely made it. As now Alexander Shanna is in the pit lane. But almost just as we talk about it, they answer our question. It's now the Old Walkers Racers car of Haugland is in the lead. So we'll have to see what Filipic's answer is to this. Because so far he had an unbroken lead from the start, and that's now been broken. He's got his teammate behind him, who, although a lap down, it's could still be something to think about, I guess. Is kind of just being helpful for his teammate, just able to sit in his DRS and make up some positions. Or at least some time. Here we look to 11th place, where the two turning point cars are sat behind 10th place of Breivik. Not quite close enough to make any moves, but looks like we could have a nice three-way battle going on here. Obviously, rule 1 of motorsport is to not hit your teammate, so hopefully none of that happens in the ensuing battle. But I think just going to keep one eye on how this pans out. Other eye naturally going to be towards the lead. This is the battle for 3rd at the moment. We're under trying to get back past Vance. I think someone who maybe might not have too much patience after losing the lead is going to try and take it back. I'm not sure. Obviously, first race watching these guys, not sure of their driving styles, but Filipic is very close coming through Sector 3, so if he can keep good momentum through the chicane and final corner, very difficult too when you're following a car, but it looks like he has. Definitely going to have DRS, probably going to be using some of the ERS as well that are on these cars. Lapping someone, so briefly 3 wide. Haugland not trying to give it up too easily, but that move has been made. The power of DRS just being shown there. As it can absolutely be the make or break of your overtake. Oh, I thought we had a battle there. Turns out that's one of the turning point cars just heading into the pit lane. So looks like we are seeing a few scheduled stops for our medium runners, as Haugland into the pits as well. So definitely seeing the medium runners stopping now. See what the strategy is going to be for those guys, but all going to temporarily be 3 wide as Jon Peterunde is trying to get back past Thomas Vance here. Vance now on the inside for turn 3. Looks like he's going to be able to make it work, but they're still going to be side by side into turn 4. This is a great little section of track for close racing, and the inside into turn 5, bit of a lockup for one of them, and they touch. There's contact. Thomas Vance sent spinning into the gravel, but doesn't look like all too much damage done there. Just a bit of a wheel hop. That is the risk with these open wheel cars. But that has brought that battle to a bit of an abrupt end. That lockup, unfortunately, not sure which driver it was from, probably from the Old Walkers Racers car of Runda. Unfortunately costing Thomas Vance there 2 positions and probably about 10 seconds of time, which is going to be very difficult to make up.
As we have Jon Peterunde in the pits now.
Yeah, Vance also.
And Barnes.
Like Haugland here going to make an overtake on Christina Ryan. He is pitted. She is not. Going through there. Haugland also opting for the medium tyres. Looks like Vance is going to have the hard tyres on. As did Cologne when he stopped. So maybe Haugland going for a bit of a more aggressive strategy. Because he did start on the medium tyres, so that is locking him into a 2-stop strategy. 25 laps on a tyre set of mediums could definitely make a soft tyre run work at the end. So it'll be interesting to see which tyre strategy is going to work out the best for them. Here we have Chris Byron on the attack once again. It's not an unfamiliar sight in this race so far. The Cuda Works car just trying to make up as many positions as possible after an earlier incident. He's going to be trying to get past Western Epps. The Lumos E Motorsports car. So now a bit of distance between them, and it looks like even Balkamp has retired from the session. Actually, he is out. I'm not sure if he's in the session or not.
He might have had some internet issues because it looked like for me, it says he disconnected and then reconnected.
Okay, interesting. Have Jakub Mijewski here making a move on Jason Kinger. Both of them had a couple of issues in this race so far. I believe they both had to take a bit of an unexpected pit stop as Jeremy Shipley is now into the pits. But maybe we could see this battle going on for a bit longer, as they've both shown themselves to be quick enough to run up in the top 10. So they are going to be fighting for those positions, as the next car ahead of them will be the last car to score points. I'm just looking back, actually. It's I'm going to jump to a quick replay here of Balkamp, because it said that he crashed. See what happened here. Got onto some curb. He just stopped. He just stopped and jumped it to the pits. So, not entirely sure why that might be. So, if anyone in the chat knows, then feel free to let us know. I've got that open on another monitor. We have a look at the leader. 18-second gap behind, but not entirely lonely on track, as he's just lapped another car. I believe that was Hickenbottom, who, in getting out of the way, actually lost a position to Jakub Mijewski, who is Filipich's teammate. So this could be doing him a few favours here. A few favours for Mijewski, because he's able to sit right behind, or at least as close as he possibly can. Don't believe he's going to be in the DRS with that distance. No, he isn't, but he's still going to get a distant tow. And anyone who's getting out of the way for his teammate and the leader, obviously, as we saw, could become under pressure. But here we see Breivik trying to go for a move on Kinger. Looks like he's going to get that done into T1. with the help of the DRS drag reduction system that is on these cars. Although it might not be done yet. Could be a lunge. Not going to look for it. Would have been a stretch, but it could have happened. Although I think the smart decision was to stay behind. But I'm just thinking about the strategy here. And I've noticed that Haugland has made up a second to the lead in this lap. I'll continue this conversation after this battle is done, because Breivik going back at him. Yep, was that? Or I just got a bit confused. I think no, he's got past Hickenbottom actually. King are still behind. King are now behind Hickenbottom. But also
Looks
going
like
to be this. I think you noticed this one before I did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, looks like we had a pretty good battle forming here for third.
Yeah, I mean, Miranda has pitted, Christina Ryan has not, as displayed by her now going into the pits. So that's going to be scheduled stop. Actually, stay on board to see what tyres they fit onto that Raspberries Racing car. Back down, and it is another set of mediums. So that is another driver locked into a two-stop strategy. But we can go back to our strategy conversation. I think Filipic is going to be going for a one-stop here, because he's taken this set of medium tyres 31 laps so far. And obviously if he does a pit stop less than Haugland, it doesn't matter how much time he makes up now, because then he's going to have to make up the difference of another pit stop in the time between now and the end of the race, and Filipic may think that that's not viable. But we'll see whether the raw pace of the fresher medium tyres is going to do Haugland any more dividends than just extending the stint would. Ooh. You can definitely tell that he's pushing it. That was a very big wiggle coming out of turn 5. And now Filipic is in. So we'll see whether my suspicions are correct. Is he going to set put some hard tyres on that car? Or is it going to be another set of mediums? It's going to be hard tyres, so he's going to be going for the one-stop strategy. You can see there Haugland now in the lead. But can't make up the gap of a pit stop. That's not going to mean too much, because they are going to be on completely separate strategies. But here is our closest battle on track. Once again, Chris Byron trying to go for a move on someone. I think he's been a thorn in the side of pretty much every driver that he's come across. See whether he's able to make up the gap on this short straight. Looks like he might be going for a move. Didn't quite get any overlap there. So hopefully that hasn't cost his run too much through Sector 3. but looks like it hasn't because he's right on the back of Jason Kinger. Was that's a massive lock up there? He's going to have to cut. Oh dear, he's spun. The reverse onto the racing line. That's going to be a tough one to get out of. Unfortunately, losing a bit more time there for the Cuda Works car of Chris Byron. Maybe he was put off a bit by Jason Kinger. But either way, lost quite a bit of time in that altercation. So let's have a look at a driver that we haven't really talked about for the entire race. Juan Jose Gonzalez in the DriveX Esports car in 7th place. He's actually made up 9 positions from the start, so that is a very good all of positions that he's got so far. But a 20-second gap in front of him to Christina Ryan in 6th position. So might not be looking forward too early. But, he'll also have to be careful of Jakub Miewski behind him, because we've spoken about him a few times. He seems to have a decent turn of pace here. Though he is on the hard tyres and Gonzalez is on the mediums. Never mind, he's not on the hard tyres, those are mediums. My graphic says hards, so not sure what's going on there. One of them's glitching. Either way, one of them's correct, one of them's glitching. But point still stands. He's catching Gonzalez just slowly every lap. DRS from that lap traffic would have helped him there. But overall now the race slows down a bit, and it becomes more about hitting your marks at every corner, and a bit of strategy coming in as well. This is quite interesting actually, because Igor Filipic's last lap of 1:17.6 is actually the quickest that he's done all race. 9/10 quicker than that of Haugland, who, as we know, is on a different strategy. In fact, the more aggressive strategy from Haugland, but Filipic is still reeling him in slowly, so this is exactly the wrong way around for Haugland. He would want to be the one creating the gap, not the one having the gap closed on him.
As we have Majewski just now getting into the DRS range of Gonzalez, we'll see if he can get close enough to make an overtake happen.
Yeah, we will have to see. 8/10 between himself and Gonzalez. So if anywhere, probably not at turn 1. Although that wasn't a brilliant exit out of the final chicane from Gonzalez, so maybe something will be able to happen. It'll be a bit of a dive into turn 1, but it wouldn't be the most outrageous thing I've ever seen. Okay, maybe it would be. I'm just overestimating the power of DRS a little bit there, but definitely has helped get him right onto the back of Gonzalez in the DriveX Esports car. Yevsky gets a good couple of corners here. He might actually be able to do it on the short back straight. He's right on the back of Gonzalez here. Good exit. He is going to be able to get alongside. Makes the move. A bit of a lock-up, but we've been seeing that from him. So, nothing too out of the ordinary, and he does manage to make the move. If Gonzalez can get a good exit this time around, then probably could have made something happen, but not quite meant to be. See here another couple of drivers who have taken away the title of closest battle on track. We've got Alexander Shanna trying to chase down Jason Kinger. Just about got the DRS that time around. I didn't think he would get it, admittedly, but did just about get the help from DRS. We'll move to the battle for 11th because I think this is the other way around from what we've normally been seeing of it in this race. Chris Byron being the attacked rather than the attacker, although that might have just petered out a bit. Good 1.5 seconds between those two now. So we've got 26 laps to go here in this race. Filipic still slowly catching Haugland. And not really got too many battles that could be happening on track. This one is actually the closest one now that we're following. Let's have a quick look from the driver's eye. What do they see? That camera is extremely low, so maybe we'll switch to this one instead so that we can actually see the track. Why not stay on board for a lap? You see, coming into turn 1, just see how late on the brakes these cars really are. for the most experience in GT racing, but these cars are a completely different breed. It feels like you can almost brake at the corner. So, don't even want to start thinking about the experience of feeling the G's in that car. Seeing here a very clean lap so far. Braking just after the 100 board for this deceptively tight left-hander. And then coming into, possibly I have to admit, the most annoying part about this track. Chicanes sometimes really just ruining your opportunities at an attack going forward. But in all of that, it looks like something might have happened to Kinger, so we'll have to have a look. Once again, apologies for the replay graphic not quite being correct, but we just got on the curb there and spun it round. Just about getting in the way of another car, actually, and unfortunately losing quite a few positions there. So he's now down in 16th. But it just goes to show that the smallest mistake can just go wrong very quickly. So just focusing on our leader Howland here on lap 43 of 66. Been on the set of medium tyres for about 20 laps now, so he's going to be wanting to come into the pits fairly soon. Probably going to strap on a set of soft tyres to try and get him to the end. It looks like we might have a bit of a battle for 13th here between turning point car of Hickenbottom and the Lumos E Motorsports car of Shanna. Gap just sort of fluctuating a bit. Fortunately, it looks like Hickenbottom made a bit of a mistake in Sector 2 that time around. Although I have to admit, very difficult to see mistakes in these cars since they're going so quickly. But Hickenbottom now with DRS. He's going to be able to get right up to the back of Shanna. See if he can stay there and try and make something happen, potentially onto the back straight, maybe next lap. It's all about sizing up your moves, because you don't want to go for anything stupid, but obviously you don't want to leave an easy move right there on the table and not take it. So getting right up to the back of Shannon once again, not able to make a move into that left-hander. Thinking about it, I really should know some of the corner names, considering I have actually been to this track. We see now Hickenbottom going for a move into turn 1. They're still going to be side by side through 2. Actually making the move there on the exit of turn 2. Shannon not quite able to keep it alongside. Although we see how close he can stay. Coming up to the back stretch. As a bit wide there for Hickenbottom, so maybe actually Shannon not quite close enough to make a move there, but definitely going to be close enough if he gets a good run through turn 9 to maybe look for a quick move. Quite going to happen, but tidy sector 3 and he'll be well on his way back to 13th place. Seeing a couple cars behind I believe the first car behind them not for position. Second car is. We see Shannon now coming for a move into turn 1. And he's going to get that one done before the corner. Well, that's Christina Ryan there. She'll be looking for these to get out of the way as soon as possible. Because I'm sure they are being blue flagged, but they're also in their own battle, so they're trying not to lose any time. Christina Ryan in the Rice Cruise racing car, they're actually having to almost make a move on Hickenbottom, but looks like Byron is back into the pits actually. He was on hard tyres, so he might have been able to make it to the end on those, so he's either decided against it or he had a bit of damage. Looks like King has actually managed to get past Hickenbottom, but now he might be going for an immediate reply. Not quite going to happen into turn 1. Just about wasn't close enough and not worth making a risky move. Seeing now Breivik, who was quite suddenly lost quite a lot of time to Western Epps just behind him, be for 9th place. Breivik may be having a couple of small internet issues here. Hopefully that doesn't affect him too badly. And our leader now, Howland, into the pits. As our battle comes onto the start-finish straight. Ep's going to try and make a move into turn 1. They're side by side and just about managing to get that done into the corner there. Howland, as expected, coming out on soft tyres. Although I have to say that is a mammoth of a gap to make up. That is not the one I wanted, that's the one I wanted. Here. Never mind, I'll find the one I want at some point. He's got 20 seconds to make up. So that's going to be a very difficult task, but King are here right on the back of Shanna. Going into the closing stages of this race, the action just doesn't seem to stop. Howland here, going to go for a move on Jeremy Shipley down the inside. Distinctly got the tyre advantage, and he's also got the track position advantage now, as he has got past. Just set a purple sector 1, and on his outlap set a purple sector 2 and 3. So he is absolutely flying, going to be on an attempt for fastest lap. That's going to get him an extra point. Obviously every point matters, we're in race 1 of a championship, but it's so important to get all of the points while you can. A battle that's not in the points, but still good to see either way between Shanna and Kinga. Still going on there. King are actually managing to get past on the last lap. Looks like that was a nice little move on the brakes into turn 10. Getting a bit of DRS assistance, but managing to make the move the old-fashioned way, and that is the fastest lap from Howland. That's a 1:16.1. That is over a second quicker than any time that anyone else has managed. So he is flying. But is he going to be able to make up a 16-second gap? As we see Shanna coming into the pits. I'm going to have to do a bit of maths on the fly. I believe if he manages to keep up about a second a lap, Howland is just about going to be able to get onto the back of Filipich by the end of the race. Trouble is, it's one thing getting onto the back of another car, and it's another thing making an overtake. And I think if you've ever wanted to see a flying lap, here it is. Howland is absolutely flying at the moment. That's another purple sector too. Worth noting, actually, that this same situation is also happening for 4th place, with Runda on the soft tyres and Varnes on the hard tyres. So we're getting another chase situation, and funnily enough, they are teammates. So same strategy happening for the teammates. I'm sure that they both want the same outcome. But only time will tell if that works out for them. Because in the last 13 laps, it's still going to be a bit of a mountain to climb for Howland. Runda's a lot closer to making it work. The closest battle on track now for 16th position. Although I suspect that's not going to be the case for very long, because Damaris Hickenbottom has just pitted for soft tyres. So I do suspect he's going to be trying to do his best running away at the moment. He may actually be able to close the gap to Shanna. So he is also on the two-stop strategy, so has the soft tyres on at the moment. But just looking forward now, at the current pace, Howland just about not going to be able to make it back to the lead. So differing strategies at the moment, going towards Filipich. I said that the battle wasn't going to continue for very long, but Rory Collins doing his absolute best to hold on to the car in front of him. Obviously the DRS is going to be helping a bit there, but difference in tyres is going to be very interesting. Actually showing Hickenbottom on the hards there, but he's got softs on my graphics. I'm not sure what's going on there.
I was noticing that as well.
Yeah, that may well be an iRacing thing, to be fair, because I did notice when we saw the tyre change it did happen, but maybe if it's a tyre change we don't see, then it might not happen. But Chris Byron here, once again on the attack, trying to get past Luis Colon, is going to be able to do it down the inside at turn 1. But unfortunately for him, there's an absolute mountain to climb if he wants to try and get any points out of this race. But I'm sure he's still going to fight tooth and nail to try and be best of the rest. Car directly in front of him, Breivik, is right on the back of JJ Gonzalez. So we will see what's going to happen with this battle. They are on the same tyres, pitted on the same lap. And there is a car ahead of them. I believe that's actually Runda. But that's going to be a helpful break for Gonzalez, as for the amount of time he's ahead of this battle, Gonzalez is also going to get the DRS. Looks like that might not be for too long though, as car right on the sausage curb on the entry to the final corner there. I think that was Ben Bowman. Breivik here wasn't quite close enough to make a move turn one, but if he can keep this pressure on, he's definitely going to be close enough down the back stretch. So lost quite a bit of time on the exit of turn 5. So I'm not sure he's going to be close enough this time around. It's going to need quite a tidy sector 3. Just closing in here. Battle directly in front of them on track as well, with Runda now right on the back of Varnes. But these two closer together for the moment. Breivik right on the back of Gonzalez, who can get a good turn 5 this time around, and he does. Gotta keep it together through 7 and 8. Well within range here on the back straight, DRS wide open. It would have to be a lunge from here. He chooses not to. That's a smart decision. With 6 laps to go, you don't want to throw it all away. Trying to go for 1 extra point. But looking forward now, this battle for 4th is hotter than ever. As Varnes trying to break the slipstream a bit there. Going to the inside, trying to defend an incoming attack. Not going to be this time around, but we go back here to Breivik versus Gonzalez, and Breivik has already made the move work. Managed to get that done on the straight. Didn't even need to beat Gonzalez on the brakes into turn 1. Also now looks like Kinger has got past Colon for 12th place. Here in the battle for 4th, Runda's still trying to find a way past Varnes. Definite tyre advantage for that old Walker's Racers car. So I'm sure Varnes is going to try everything in his power to try and keep that 4th position, although I don't think his power is going to do too much for him here. Runda managing to go to the left. He's going to have the outside for turn 1. Going to turn to the inside for turn 2. But Varnes manages to keep it on the inside for turn 3. He's going to get the preferred line, although that tyre advantage doing wonders for Jon Petter Runda. And they're going to make contact there, and Runda's off! That's hard into the barrier.
The yellow flag is out.
Almost up and over.
Yep, and they've thrown a safety car here. The yellow flag is out for that one. So that is the safety car deployed. And get another look at that one. Right from a different angle, and oof. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you touch wheels. And that is not a healthy car in the pit lane.
This just made the battle for the lead between Howland and Philip to be a very interesting battle, because we're going to be going green here with a few laps left, it looks like.
Yeah, if they can get the field all bunched up together, then that'll be so. Looks like actually Howland's already stuck behind the safety car, but Filipic is just coming through sector 3. This is the safety car coming through turn 4. So I'm assuming Filipic is going to come into the pits here, put on a set of soft tyres, because there's no way Howland's going to get past in time. Although he doesn't. But I think iRacing protocol is normally to allow quote-unquote lapped cars past the safety car on the green flag, or with a lap to go. But that's by no means going to be enough for Howland, because he's not technically going to be a lapped car, but with how close Filipic is, though he's slowed right down now, so maybe he's been told to slow down and let the pack catch up to him rather than the other way around. Actually, with all this going on, this could be a difficult thing to sort out within 3 laps. Looking up a quick track map, that's extremely small. But you can see the whole field coming through sector 3. A few cars opting to go into the pits, and Filipic, our leader, is just sat effectively stopped on the exit of turn 4. See there, Howland getting impatient. There's the safety car going very slowly. Someone's been let through. That's Christina Ryan. Being allowed to unlap herself. This is a very interesting situation here because she may have to be careful to not accidentally career into the back of the pretty much stopped Filipich. There he is. Looks like these laps under the safety car aren't actually going to count. Is that actually no, they would, but it's leaders laps. Thinking about it, so obviously he's not doing any laps when he's basically stopped on track, but safety car queue is only a few corners behind now, and I assume, yep, those lapped cars are going to be let through here. So we're going to have the lap cars coming through. Assuming Filipich is just going to slot in behind the safety car. And then we should be at least a lot closer to being ready to go back to green. As we were before, or than we were before.
Looking at my telemetry here, it looks like Filipich opted to stay out on the hard tires. It looks like.
Yeah, he did. Now I know that the pit lane can be closed under yellow flag, and it looks like they've finally caught up to Filipich. But I know that the pit lane can be closed as soon as a yellow flag has come out, so maybe the pit lane was actually closed for him, and he couldn't come in. Because if you come in during a closed pit lane, then you're going to have to go back in and serve a penalty. So, obviously he wouldn't want to do that one. But this has completely shaken the race. Well, effectively put the race on its head. Safety car lights are out, so it's going to be coming in this lap. But it's by no means going to be a quick lap. We've still got 3 minutes to go. See, they're frantically moving about to try and warm their tyres, because well, I don't know how much Formula 1 you've seen, Gary, but safety car doesn't go this slowly.
That it does not.
So they're going to be frantically trying to get heat into their tyres. Whoa! Bit of an instant there with a lap car coming through, and Filipich nearly weaving into him. But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting restart here, because I think obviously in an ideal world Filipich would have come in and put soft tyres on. But I have a feeling he wasn't allowed to, probably due to iRacing's issues, to be fair. So that's unfortunate, but in the end, you get what you're given. And what we're going to be given is a 2-lap shootout at the end to decide the winner of this race.
Green,
All
white,
the other
checker.
positions. Yeah, exactly. Oval equivalent of green-white checker. But I don't know, I can't predict what's going to happen here because I think it's all just going to be down to really what the difference between the tyres are.
That and how everybody does on the restart as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think one factor between all of them is that the tyres are going to be ice. But coming here, Filipic is going to have control of the field now. We'll see when he decides to make his move. Because the leader controls the restart, and there is the restart.
Green, green, green.
He's got a bit of a gap there. For some reason, the lights tried to come on, but Haugland is going to be able to make a move into T1. He's going to go around the outside. Going to try and go around the outside. There's two side-by-side behind as well, but Filipic managing to keep that position. But Haugland actually going to be coming under pressure from Shipley here as well. Not quite going to be able to make a move into turn 4. There's also shuffling behind them as Breivik manages to get past Kinga. They're actually side-by-side once again. We can see that here as Kinga managing to stay past. Maybe JJ Gonzalez is going to have a bit of a look here. Not quite going to happen. But, Thomas Vance has got to be careful here, and he spun in front of Majewski, and the contact between the two of them. That's a very slow car now. Going to be on the racing line. He's going to be collected again. That is a massive one there, and they've called another yellow flag. Naturally, for that one, Vance is actually upside down in all that. Just see Byron there just absolutely smashing into the back of him. I wonder how he ended up upside down. Probably just going into the gravel. Yep, straight over. But,
A lot of front wing all over the track in that one.
yeah, a lot of front wing all over the track, and a lot of drivers completely out of contention. Majewski ended up going into the wall. Wouldn't have mattered anyway because he did not have a front left tyre on that car. And unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to end this one under safety car. I know that cautions breed cautions in an oval, but I guess you can say the same is true for road racing. So, unless my knowledge of the rulebook has failed me, or my knowledge of iRacing procedures, that means that the finishing order would be Filipic, Haugland and Shipley on the podium. Christina Ryan coming in 4th, Jason Kinga coming in 5th. He's actually made up 10 positions from where he started. So that has been a great drive up to 5th place. Obviously, if it doesn't go to the checkered flag after this lap, then add the word "so far" onto whatever I'm saying. Breivik in 6th. Luis Colon in 7th place, also up 10 positions. Juan Jose Gonzalez in 8th, Weston Epps in 9th, and Alexander Shanna rounding out the points scoring positions here. We'll just see as they're coming through Sector 3. Best way to know if you're right about something is to wait until it happens. We'll see if they're going to take the checkered flag here. I'm not seen this before in iRacing, so I'm not sure of the procedure that it uses. And yep, we have taken the checkered flag. So that will be your finishing order. Unfortunately finishing under safety car. But that is just how it goes sometimes, and that means that Igor Filipic has won the iFL1 iFormula Spanish Grand Prix here at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. Having led for most of the race, I have to say he does deserve this win, and Howland in 2nd place, credit to him. Tried as best as he could on the alternate strategy. I'm not sure he was going to make up the time if it wasn't for these safety cars, but overall still a great drive. And Jeremy Shipley rounding out the podium here for, I believe that was a very good first race. Have you got any thoughts?
Not really any thoughts. That's overall, for the most part, it seemed like everything was clean racing. And the safety car at the end gave me reminders of the finish in real life for the last race of the F1 season last year. With how the caution came out with so many laps left, too. And that... Unfortunate that we have to finish in our safety car, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Luckily, the clean-up job virtually is done with one press of the button, and the safety car is normally out for 3 laps maximum. But I do actually just want to take another look at the incident that caused this last caution. Oof. Now, I've had moments where you think, I'm glad this is a simulator, and that is one of them for both of those drivers. Because
that is for sure.
That's going to have been, what, 150 mile an hour difference in speed at least? And I wouldn't want to have been in either of those cars. But overall here we can confirm these results as the drivers are pulling into the pit lane here with Filipic, Howland and Shipley in 1, 2 and 3. Then we have Ryan Kinger, Breivik, Cologne, Gonzalez, Epps and Shanna rounding out your top 10. Then we have Runda in 11th, Byron in 12th, Barnes in 13th, Diaz 14th, Hickenbottom 15th. Collins in 16th and Majewski in 17th. Bowman ended up in 18th position. Balkamp in 19th. Looks like Clayton Hardy did not start this race. But overall, that was a, well, apart from the 2 safety cars at the end, pretty clean racing and definitely very fun to watch.
That it was.
So, I think that will probably just about round us out here as we look forward to the Brazilian Grand Prix at Interlagos next week. Quite a different track from this one, actually. There's a decent amount more overtaking opportunity, I feel, because this track is sort of known for not being the best for overtaking. We've seen some great racing here tonight, but if we've seen great racing here, then I am excited for what we can see next time around. But I think unless you have any closing thoughts, that can just about wrap us up.
That I do not have any closing thoughts.
Well, then we can end off here. It's been great fun commentating over this today, and I look forward to next week